Hey, so I'm here with my first full room renovation. Here we have the mock-up of the space. It's going to be for my son, who is kind of like in between teenage and kid phase, so it's definitely something that he can grow into. The first task before we can do anything is to purge. His only request was that I do not throw away his Legos or his Nerf guns. So after hours and hours of sorting, that was what was left for donation. Once we get everything started, gotta patch a bunch of holes from fixtures, curtains, and things like that. There was also a nice crack in the corner that I just filled with caulk and kept it moving. Then I went and lined my walls using a level to mark the area where the black drop ceiling would end or start. You know what I'm talking about. So the paint that I used, it was similar but not the same to the original coat of paint that was on the walls. I have that information on my blog with all of the paint colors used, the wallpapers, where you can purchase them, and everything else. You can basically just shop his room on my website at handyhomegirl.com. Once the fresh coat of paint is up and dried, we're going to tape off the line using yellow painter's tape, which is good for freshly painted walls to avoid any type of peeling. And then we're going to go over the tape line with the base color of the wall so that we get a crisp paint line once we peel that tape back. And then once we get that base coat over the painter's tape, to seal the tape, we just go over it with 2 coats of the black paint. Black, no spotty splotchiness whatsoever. And also pre-do the corners so that we can get to the ceiling next. After that second coat of black paint, we're going to peel the painter's tape off while the paint is wet. That is the best way to get the crisp line, in my opinion. Just be careful that you do not drop the tape on the walls below. Once that's done, we're ready to paint that ceiling black. And if anybody tells you not to do it, just go right ahead and do it. And don't be like me, use a drop cloth. Granted, I didn't have any drips or anything on the carpet, but just to be safe, put something down. Not shown here is me accidentally breaking the extended stick and the paint roller falling on my face. Then we move on to the brick wallpaper. I use a laser level to lay wallpaper. I think it's the easiest way to do it because no wall in any home is straight. So for best results, I suggest using a laser level to line up the edges first. So I didn't record the mural wallpaper because for me, recording myself is just so intimidating, and I didn't need the added pressure because trying to get the seams correct so that it looks like a flawless picture was really hard already, so I didn't need the extra pressure. But as you can see, the finished result was so good. The next part is the floating bed that was put together using 2x4s and 2x6s. It's pretty basic construction, if you will. You have to just stack them on top of each other once you've built out the frames, and then you can just go ahead and attach them to the studs in the wall and frame out the edges of the bed to make it look more complete. And then we're onto the closet, more painting, more sanding, and we did it the same as the rest of the room. It was just a matter of picking how we wanted to display the colors in the closet. And the shelves that are going to be used are going to be the same color as the walls. And here I am painting them before I construct the boxes. So I'm putting together the two boxes that I'm going to stack on top of each other in the closet for the storage. Not shown here is the nails that I stuck into the side to hold the box together before I screwed them in with the Craig jig screws. This is a rough draft of how I want everything to look. I rough fitted everything, including the baskets, just to make sure my math was mathing. And we're almost to the home stretch, getting the organizer painted. And then, of course, when I thought I was done, still missing the book shelves. So we did a basic book ledge, which I think was the perfect size and fit to go right behind the door. Unfortunately, it was not enough, so we had to carry it on to the next wall. And then I saw that the door was dripping paint and the hardware was mismatched. Somehow I missed that. Here's the final reveal of the room. Hope you enjoy. And again, you can find all the items that were used in this project on my website at myhandyhomegirl.com.